Hey everyone, it's Kirk here again at Option Alpha. So in this video, I want to show you how I'm going to be expanding out the EV portfolio. As I said I would in the last videos, to more ticker symbols, which I'm going to do here in this video so I can show you this. Also, I'm going to be starting with a brand new ticker that we just added to the platform today, which is XSP, which is a huge one. A lot of people have been requesting index options. XSP is the first one out the gate for us, and it's ready to go on Option Alpha. So I'm going to add my first additional bot to my EV portfolio in XSP. So let's walk through it together so you guys see how I do it. I'll do ETFs this batch. Then I'm still doing some more analysis to do regular stocks, but I'm going to add stocks this week and add those. Those might be slightly different. So I'll do another video on those as we go. Okay, so here is the first QQQ EV bot that I built. Built this one back in the last video. It's got two positions right now. Really doesn't matter because it hasn't closed any of these. They're still working, but it's entered two call spread positions. Space them out just a little bit, and currently it's waiting to space out that next additional laddered entry that we're getting into. In here in the settings, I'm still playing around with some of these triggers and some of these position state and tracking stuff, and everyone's been jumping into a couple community threads talking about it, so it's really cool. Got some really cool things that are going with those. We'll still monitor those and come back to those in another video. But really what I want to focus on here is additionally adding some more EV bots for different ticker symbols. Now, the way that I do it for my particular portfolio and the way that I run it is I have every single bot is its own particular ticker symbol. This makes it super easy so that we can just rifle out a bunch of bots that are trading specific symbols. That also makes it easy for counting positions in that symbol, totaling up capital in that symbol, totaling up allocation in that symbol, making any adjustments or hedges in the future in that symbol. Everything for that symbol is in one particular bot. You don't have to go hunting around for different bots that have different symbols. Now, you, of course, can trade multiple symbols in your bot if you want to. I just like to do my bots mostly with one symbol per bot when I do something like this. So that's why I'm doing it like this. Same way that we've done it for the entire EV series anyway, is one symbol per bot. And then I can really target in that allocation for that particular symbol inside of that bot. So again, it just makes everything a lot more organized to do it that way. Not like you can't do it the other way. You definitely can if you want to. It just takes a little bit more effort to do it that way. And kind of tracking is a little bit harder if you're doing it that way, just because you've got to do some additional logic inside of your bots for position sizing. But here's how you do it. So replicating this out is super easy. All we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and clone this existing bot, and then we're just going to give it a new name. And I'm going to do this first one here so you can see this and how I'm working it. And I'm just going to give it a new name. In this case, I'm going to do XSP. It's going to be my EV bot. I just put a little parentheses in EV here just so I know. And then I'm going to connect it to my main TradeAir account, and I'm going to give it a little bit of capital. So in this case, because I'm doing 10 of these now, so I'm going to bump the capital down just a little bit so that I have enough position sizing for all of the ones. Actually, I think I'm doing 11 in total. So I'm just going to bump down the capital to about 2,000 a piece. That should give it the ability to get into a few positions to start. And then, of course, as it grows, it could get into more positions. We can bump that up. And then the last thing we do is we're just going to change the actual ticker input here to XSP, which is the brand new mini S&P 500 index options, which we just added. Go ahead and click done. And remember, we can change this because this is, if I go over here to my highlight tool, this is a ticker input that we originally created for this bot. So this is now showing the benefits of doing that where you create a ticker input. You can just have that ticker input on the master clone page and the settings page for the bot. So you replace it one place and it flows through to any other place that's connected for that ticker input. So here, all we have to do when we clone everything is just rename it, confirm all the allocation stuff, and then choose the ticker that we want it to run on. In this case, we're going to hit clone, and now that bot is set up. So if I go over here, now I've got this bot, XSP, EV bot. Again, it's turned off by default. So of course, all automations are turned off by default. If you want to start running it, then you just turn this on by default. So now this one is running inside my account, and I can literally go through and do this for all of the other ticker symbols that I want to do. So in my case, these are the symbols that I'm going to be using, so you guys can see these. These are a good mix of uncorrelated assets, plus I'm also getting in some symbols that have pretty good liquidity, spread the gamut of different diversified sectors and industries. So we've got tech and we got XSP instead of SPY in this case. We're going to try it out and run it to expiration since there's no assignment risk on these. XRT, FXI, which is China, EEM, which is emerging markets, TLT, which is bonds, GLD, which is gold, XOP, which is oil and gas, XLU, which is utilities, and then financials and biotech. So pretty good. In my case, I like these diversified, uncorrelated basket of ETFs that we can trade. And that gives us maybe not so much individual risk for one ticker just having a terrible month or a terrible period, etc. All the other ones can do pretty well, and hopefully the basket does pretty well together. Of course, we'll total up everything and keep showing you this as we go through here. Okay, so next one on our list here would be XRT. So I'm just going to do XRT. I'm not going to do all of these. I'll do just like one or two so you guys can see these on the video. I'm not going to bore you with how to do it, but you just go through here, just swap out your symbol here, and then go ahead and change your capital. Forgot to do that, so that's good that I'm doing that. Main trade year account, and then go ahead and clone. And so if I wanted to, I don't have to go to the bot every single time, but in my case, I want to go to the bot just to turn on the automations and then go back and clone the next version. So here we'll do TLT. If I can type TLT, main trade year account, give it some capital, go down here to TLT, remove XRT, hit done, and clone. Okay, so I can do this a number of times. I'll do this in the background so you guys will see these bots as they're all running, but that's what I'm basically doing to replicate all of these different bots as we go. Now, there's one quick thing before I leave that I wanted to show you guys that I'm going to be doing, and that is one minor teeny tiny adjustment to our XSP EV bot. Now, most of the other automations, actually all of the other automations will share this pure EV scanner because they're all ETFs and because they're not index option settlement, which means that they're not cash settlement. XSP is cash settlement, which means we can let it go to expiration if it's in the money and let it cash settle. We don't have to worry about it. And so in this case, what I want to do here is I want to just clone the pure EV scanner and create a single EV scanner that is just for XSP. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and I can clone this one and create a new version of this that's just for XSP. And the reason I would do that is just to update the exit options on this. So there's actually a couple ways you could do it. I'm thinking about it as we do right now, just kind of walking through it here. So I could clone this and create a new version of this, which is what I was going to do originally, but I actually just had another thought, which is I could actually use an automation just specifically in XSP's bot to update exit options to our 40% target that we use and remove the expiration. See, like we don't need this expiration exit option setting here for XSP because it's cash settled, so I don't really care. I let it go all the way to expiration if I want to in this case, but the other ticker symbols, all the other ETFs I do care about. So instead of just creating a clone of this one, which is originally what I was talking about doing in here, which means I would have to update both if we start making a lot of updates and changes, what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to do something really cool, which is I'm going to add an automation, create a new automation. I'm going to call it XSP update exit options to remove expiration. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is when this automation runs, it's going to loop through any positions that it has, which would be any XSP positions, of course, and then it's going to update the exit options for those positions. They're all credit spreads anyway, and we're going to update the exit options to just 40%. And we'll do off for those just because we want to get that 40% credit. Avoid pattern day trading. So I don't want to be tagged as a pattern day trader on any of those positions. Just let them go. If we get 40%, it's got to be at least 1 day. And then nothing for expiration here. So you see we're not doing anything for expiration. And so I can hit save. And then basically what it will do is it will run this automation and update exit options almost immediately when the position is opened. So we have this automation, and this time what we're going to do is we're going to run it when any position is opened. So we're going to run it on a schedule where any position is open. So if you think about it, what we're doing is we're still running this pure EV scanner, which will initially, like just microseconds between each other, set the exit options at 40% and then 30 minutes before expiration or whatever it was, an hour before expiration. Then this automation will run after the position gets opened, and it will basically just quickly update those exit options for XSP only, which is actually a lot better way to do it because I don't have to manage 2 different automations. So I thought about it as I was doing it. And I can just run this after the bot opens any position. So as soon as the bot opens a position, It's going to run this once, update exit options, basically just for XSP. I'm going to add it just for this bot for XSP, and then it'll be good to go. And I'm not running it over and over and over and over and over again. I'm just running it one time for this XSP bot. So again, I'm just going to run it here anytime any position is opened, and then go ahead and save. Okay. So now this is ready to go in this case for XSP. It's got that quick little update for exit options to remove the expiration one, because we can let it go all the way to expiration unless we have a profit, which is great. A little bit of a difference for that new ticker symbol. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. I'm going to go through and update and add the rest of the bots. I will continue to keep you updated on how these things do and adding the other additional stock symbols this week. But as always, if you have any questions, please do let me know. Add them in the comments right below. And until next time, happy trading.